A very good afternoon to you and thanks for joining us. This is Nationwide. 7 newly appointed permanent secretaries have been sworn in to fill existing vacancies in the Federal Civil Service. President Muhammadu Buhari performed the swearing-in ceremony before the commencement of the weekly meeting of the Federal Executive Council. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Those sworn in include Mustafa Lawal Suleiman from Kano State, Olusegun Adeyemi Adekunle Oyo, Ekaro, Comfort, Chukwuemebobo, Rivers, and Adedayo Akpata, Ekiti State. Others are Dr. Abdulkadri Moazu, Kaduna, Osuji Ndubisi, Marcelinos, Imo, and Bitrus Bako, Nabasu, Plateau State. 15 others were earlier inaugurated by the then acting President Yemi Osinbajo when President Muhammadu Buhari was away on medical vacation in London. The permanent secretaries were part of the 300 candidates from the ministries, departments and agencies that went through 3 levels of examination, including relevant public service and policy issues, information and communication technology assessment test, as well as oral interview. They were found worthy and were so appointed. President Muhammadu Buhari did not speak at the swearing-in ceremony, but the appointees say they have learned a lot to be properly guided from his actions so far.
The expectations will not be outside what the present government is pursuing, and God willing, will support and provide all the necessary ingredients for government to continue to succeed in its endeavor.
We don't have time, and so we are going to move on fast and make sure that we do that which we have been appointed to do, implement those policies effectively to the benefit of the citizen.
As accounting officers in the service, we are going to ensure that we are guided at all times by integrity. It is very important, by prudence and by judicious application of public resources entrusted in our care.
I consider it a rare opportunity and at the same time another opportunity for me to work better, to work to the attainment of all the dreams and all the aspirations and all the goals which the president believes in and which he stands for.
The brief ceremony was witnessed by family members of the new permanent secretaries. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The Senate has resolved to intervene in the arrest of the boss of Innocent Motors, Mr. Innocent Chukwuma, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. National Assembly correspondent Dennis Adegunloye reports that the issue raised as a matter of urgent public importance by Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu had the lawmakers questioning why a private transaction between a bank and an individual should involve the anti-graft agency.
Mr. Innocent Chukwuma is here to be informed of what transpired or what led to his arrest or detention. If we're not careful and deal with this issue, we will all ourselves, each and every one of us, fall victim to this. When injustice is denied to any Nigerian, when injustice is fostered, to say on any Nigerian, it is fostered on all of us.
As a head of a family, for somebody to slap your wife in your presence, I'm just finding it difficult how to comprehend the dehumanizing impact of this to an individual.
The Senate to intervene in the arrest of Mr. Chukwuma Innocent, Chairman, Managing Director, Innocent Motors by the FCC. Those in favor of prayer will say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2, Committee on Anti-Corruption of Financial Crimes, to investigate and report to the Senate. 21st, because he has to investigate and bring the report tomorrow. Those in favor of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Consideration was also given to an executive communication by President Muhammadu Buhari requesting confirmation of nominations for chairman and members of the Code of Conduct Bureau. An ad hoc committee will also be set up to investigate seized perishable goods being warehoused at the Nigerian Customs Service. And still from the National Assembly, the House of Representatives is to investigate alleged under-remittance to the Federation account by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The resolution came through a motion of urgent public importance moved by Representative Ayo Midiran from Osun State. The motion notes that this is in contravention of Section 80, subsection 1 and 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended.
To investigate the under-remittances of over $5 billion to the Federation accounts by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The House therefore resolved to set up a high-powered ad hoc committee to investigate the under-remittances of revenue by the CBN to the Federation accounts and report back to the House in 8 weeks.
And away from the legislature, the need for the sustenance of developmental goals through taxation was brought to the fore at a seminar on removing the constraints to obtaining tax clearance certificate by public servants in Abuja. Obiagilu Ugwoke completes the story.
The index on tax payments indicates an increase in compliance. Despite these improvements, there are still contentious issues that require urgent attention, and among them is the issue of removing the constraints in obtaining tax clearance certificates by public servants, underpayments and multiple taxation.
I was told that I underpaid. I was now wondering, underpaid how? It's not as if I was the one that was deducting the money and paying into a bank. It was being deducted at source.
Those of us whose taxes are being deducted for the source, we are normally giving our tax clearance certificate without even application by applying. What is the constraint recently that you must apply to have a tax clearance certificate since you are always paying?
The Tax Controller, Federal Inland Revenue Service, Mr. Robin Njoku, says difficulties in obtaining tax clearance certificates is now a thing of the past, as the organization has introduced an electronic device for easier access to the TCC.
So we do observe that some of them do come to us with that thing, that is taxpayers identification number. They don't have it. So if we demand all these things, keep on making sure that all the attachments are there, that is why it can be delayed. But if they get this without any hindrance, within 1 or 2 hours, they walk out smiling with their tax clearance certificate.
So that there's a system in place.
Yeah, the system.
And window in place where they are trying to identify all those rich people who are not paying tax. Let's hope that that window will be able to know who among them are not paying tax, and then go after them. When we are able to go after them and get a tax, the taxes will leave. Things might be able to change in the country.
The key players noted that it is the role of public servants to ensure that tax deducted is remitted to relevant authority, as this will reduce the incidence of tax evasion and fraudulent tax practices. Obiageli Ugwoke, NTA News.
Unruly motorists plying the highways during the Yuletide period should not only face full wrath of the law, but will be made to undergo psychological examination to ascertain their mental state. This is the submission of key players on Good Morning Nigeria while discussing the Yuletide season and safety on our highways. Lydia Sampson reports.
The end of every year is characterized with increase in traffic, with motorists making frantic efforts to maximize profit, and this sometimes leads to taking substances or alcohol that will enable them withstand the rigors, which eventually results in avoidable accidents. According to road transport data, about 11,363 road crashes happened in 2016, with 28.85% of the crashes occurring in the last quarter of the year, with December having the highest number number. Determined to ensure safety on the highways this season, key players on road safety say they are collaborating to ensure free flow of traffic and accident-free Yuletide celebration.
The emphasis is on freeing traffic, except there is a clear-cut case of infraction, somebody's phoning, you're carrying a child in front, without proper restraint, then yes, you could be stopped. We've also told our men not to pursue, so if you stop a vehicle, he doesn't stop, you let him go, and you can always call the next point ahead.
They advise commuters and motorists to be more patient and plan their journeys properly, as right to life on the highways is not negotiable.
This is the period where someone cannot even determine that his movement and whatever. What we are trying to say here is to make sure that to call on our members to be patient, so when they are holed up in the traffic.
Recently, about 40% to 50% of our workforce was actually diverted towards traffic control within the city.
On the issue of security on the highways, the police say necessary deployment is being made to ensure safety of lives and property.
We have made a deployment to ensure that there adequate security through the nook and cranny of this country, especially has to do with the highway. Not only the highway, once you get to where you are going, I think the responsibility completely rests on the police to ensure that the Christmas and New Year is peaceful.
They admonish travelers to cooperate with security agencies as stop and search might be conducted at random. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
All right, time now to go over to Lagos, where Jennifer is standing by to bring us news making the rounds in that zone. It's good to see you, Jennifer.
Good to see you too, Isaac. Good day and welcome to Lagos. Despite the announcement by the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association, Pegasan, that it has called off the nationwide strike, fuel have not eased off as Lagosians lament the chaotic situation at most filling stations in Lagos. Imoleayo Tokede has the situation report.
The long queues at various filling stations across Metropolis, Lagosians say is not unconnected to sharp practices employed by petroleum marketers. Respondents who spent long hours coming for the commodities say holding of the product by filling stations has further aggravated the long queues witnessed across Metropolis.
The first day, some pump, they know they say all the pump finished. I go to Lily yesterday and the Keja, only one pump that they say. Many pump like 5 or 6, they sell only one pump. And the first day for the other pump, that's why I say for a day. They won't make every day standard. That's why they decide only one pump.
Nigerians are wicked to themselves. I cannot see the reason why these people had fuel yesterday. They did not sell. Almost the whole filling station in VI here, no one, they didn't open. But they have the fuel because they cannot tell me that they are just getting this fuel this morning. People have been here, some people have been here, some didn't sleep over here. Because when I enter here around 7:30, at the junction there, you can imagine people were already here.
Worst hit at the commercial vehicle and tricycle operators who say the situation has taken its toll on their operations.
It's hard to see and it's so expensive, 145. So we are not enjoying it. The work is not moving. And I don't understand, every festival period, every Christmas, we always have the same issue.
Us are supposed to be at the office working, but once you don't queue, you don't go anywhere. You just have to get here to do some things.
As Lagosians groan over the challenges they go through to purchase fuel, some are saying making bricks business out of the crisis. Motorists appeal to the relevant regulatory bodies to checkmate the prevalent sharp practices in most filling stations in Lagos. Imole Ayotokide, NTA News.
12 inmates of the Kirikiri Maximum Prison have regained their freedom after spending over 20 years in custody. The freedom was at the instance of the Governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode's prerogative of mercy. Thomas Ogbetire has the rest of the story.
The 12 inmates who regained their freedom under the prerogative of mercy by the Governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, were convicted for different capital offenses such as murder, armed robbery, and other related offenses. The Governor of Lagos State, who was represented by the Chairman of the Advisory Council of Prerogative of Mercy, Professor Oyewo, said the 12 inmates met all the criteria for their release.
There must be acknowledgement that he has done wrong, and then the prisoner must also have acquired some skills to show that he's ready to be rehabilitated into the society.
The Lagos State Controller of Prison, Tunde Ladipo, said the inmates have been equipped and trained with the necessary skills that will make them to be useful to themselves and the society.
Those who have been here for 20, 30 years have been able to empower themselves by going to school from the scratch. Now has a degree through the National Open University.
According to him, 40 applications were received by the governor of Lagos State for the amnesty, but only 12 were successful. In Lagos, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
The joy knew no bounds when the management of NTA to Lagos Network Center rolled out the drums to celebrate long service commitment and dedication among members of staff at the center. Lynn Leneke reports that the event attracted dignitaries from various parts of the Lagos metropolis.
The colorful events featured awards in various categories, which include Long Service Awards, Best Overall Staff of the Month, Award of Excellence, and Staff of the Year Awards. Zonal Director NTA2 Lagos Network Center Chide Oluka led the list of those who bagged the Long Service Awards.
It's a time for us to gather together after working for 365 days to appreciate ourselves and to say we are doing well.
Several members of staff received awards of excellence, while Elizabeth Omorui got Outstanding Artist of the Year award. High point of the event was the announcement of Rahim Serki as the overall Best Staff of the Year. He also went home with Long Service Award and overall Best Staff of the Month.
I'm very, very happy, and I will give God the glory and also give thanks to the management of NTA Lagos Network Center.
I've been receiving an award, but this is an award that is so dear to my mind.
I work for an organization for as long as we've done, and they are showing a gesture that they appreciate what we've done. I think that goes a long way to keep the spirit up.
There were goodwill messages from dignitaries present at the gathering.
Nobody came to this business to make enemies. You came here to make friends. There's no point fighting one another, doesn't do anything. It doesn't take your salary and add to the other person's own. Just come and do your own bit. There's division of labor. If somebody is doing well, encourage the person. If it's not doing well, try how you can make the person get to the level of expectation.
Members of staff took to the floor in Lagos. Okay, NTA News.
And that does it from Lagos. Back to Isaac in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Thank you, Jennifer, and congratulations to the award recipients. The Senate Committee on Environment has commended the federal government's effort to conserve the environment through Nigeria's integrated drylands development project known as Great Green Wall. This was during the committee's oversight in Kano and Katsina states. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
The Senate Committee on Environment visited 4 shelter-based projects of 75-kilometer lengths in Kayawa, a border village between Nigeria and Niger Republic in Kaito local government of Katsina State. The committee also visited another shelter-based project of 22-kilometer lengths in Makoda local government and National Agency for Great Green Wall Acquisition Center in Dabata local government, all in Kano State. The projects are intended to provide a long-term solution to desert encroachment, land degradation and drought within the arid regions of the African continent.
We are telling the people to trust us as a government, and we should be able to walk the talk and not just come here to talk and give hope.
You cannot protect the environment without looking after the people. So that's why it is an integrated sort of project.
The need to bring back forest girls who were withdrawn a year after the introduction of the project in 2015 for the security of the green walls and proper utilization of the 5 existing acquisition centers were raised among other observations. During the visit, the committee paid a courtesy call on the emirs of Katsina and Kano, where the royal fathers stressed the importance of environmental safety. They also acknowledged the comprehensive package of the project and pledged to support best practices in environmental management. I am Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
A time now for a short break. Nationwide continues shortly. Stay with us.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Now, you can hold that dream occasion without stress. Horizon Caterers will provide answers to all your catering questions. Exquisite hall designs, mouth-watering and nourishing local and continental cuisine, suitable for all types of ceremonies, including weddings, AGMs, business luncheon, cocktails. Name it, we can bring it. Our chefs and executive waiters give your guests that unforgettable experience in service. Our service covers all states of the Federation. Call us today to book your occasions. 0805-502-9637, 0803-450-9726, 0909-9708-111. Horizon Caterers. Experience catering beyond the horizon.
Is an evil practice abolished all over the world over 200 years ago. But today, human traffickers are selling human beings as slaves in Africa. It is your responsibility to make sure that you and the people you know do not fall into slavery. Don't believe fake promises of jobs abroad.
People went to say Libya, Italy. Italy no use you when they carry me on top water. 4 days now they lock me for inside house, no food, no water. I nearly die. Now God, when me heaven and earth, now save me. If you get 1 naira for Nigeria, you get junior one, you say you no get papa, you no get mama, now make you come out. I beg go they do farm work. You better pass person when enter road.
Don't accept to travel to Europe through the Sahara Desert. You may be walking into slavery. Don't be a slave.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
It's that time of the year when we appreciate all those that mean so much to us. Our sponsors, our clients, government at all levels, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, businesses, and above all, you, our esteemed viewers. Together, we made 2017 great. Together, we shall make 2018 even greater. That's why we say thank you. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Thanks for staying with us on Nationwide. Bauchi State to reposition the judiciary. Details of this and field situation in Plateau as we join Caleb Gochin in our Just Network Center.
Thank you, Isaac, and welcome to JOS. The Chief Judge of Bauchi State, Justice Waki Talatu Umar, has reiterated commitment of the state judiciary under her watch to reposition the administration of justice according to the dictates of judicial office and allegiance. The Chief Judge made this known during the celebration of the 2017-2018 Bauchi State legal year. Adamu Haruna Adams reports.
Legal Year celebration provides the judicial officers and other stakeholders in the administration of justice the opportunity to meet and review performances in the preceding year with a view to re-strategizing for the year ahead. The Chief Judge of Bauchi State, Justice Rabi Umar, in her address underscores some of the achievements recorded in the year under review, to include registration of 406 civil and criminal cases, disposal of 179, and 227 are still pending, filing and registering of 737 motions, where 491 were disposed, leaving 246 pending.
We passionately appeal to His Excellency to direct the authority concerned to carry out his approval by releasing the fund to complete the project.
Chairman, Bauchi State Branch of the Nigerian Bar Association, Muhammad Maidoki, commends the Chief Judge for re-engineering the justice sector. Bauchi State Governor, represented by his deputy, Alhaji Nuhu Gidadu, stresses that no reasonable government will ever toy with the judiciary, which he describes as critical in any political arrangement the world over.
The present administration in the state always accords it a special attention by creating a conducive atmosphere for the smooth administration of justice.
Earlier, the Chief Judge inspects the guard of honor and witnesses a parade by the Nigeria Police. In Bauchi, Adamu Haruna Adams, NTA News.
Coalition of women groups in Bauchi State, led by Fahimta Women and Youth Development Initiative, is advocating inclusion of more women in the scheme of affairs in the country. This was made known during a rally to raise awareness about the neglect of women in governance. Adamu Haruna Adams again reports.
The women took to some major streets in Bauchi, chanting various songs, calling on relevant stakeholders to do something to reverse what they describe as unfair treatments of the girl child and women in society. They stress their faith in the oneness and unity of Nigeria, in addition to call for involvement of women in the Nigeria's political process and ensuring proper education of the girl child in the country. Led by Winter Adamu, the women were at the Bauchi State House of Assembly, where they lodged their grievances and appealed for redress.
Women at the grassroots level want to be heard. They want to express their views and contribute actively to nation building.
Speaker, Bauchi State House of Assembly, represented by his deputy, Abdul Mumini Balafanti, while responding to the women, assured them that the House will do the needful and urged them to participate in politics, adding that a lot has already been done to encourage them. In Bauchi, Adamu Haruna Adams, NTA News.
The long queues being witnessed at filling stations in Jos are gradually disappearing following the relative availability of the product in the state. Department of Petroleum Resources Jos Field Office confirmed that 15 trucks of the product were supplied. Priscilla Grumnan has the update.
Unlike the past days that long queues characterized the fuel stations, the situation is subsiding with motorists spending less hours before getting the commodity. Some motorists are, however, appealing to relevant authorities to ease their plight by making the products more available.
We suffer for the queue because I don't do now more than 1 hour. Before, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, we don't buy for a commode.
A drive round the Jos metropolis, however, indicates that some filling stations are not dispensing the product. Operations Manager, DPR Jos Field Office, Mr. Jeremiah Mashat, on routine inspection to ensure that sharp practices are curtailed, assured that the 15 trucks received today will ease the build-up of queues in the next few days.
The build-up has dropped and we can only hope for the better, because what we're expecting from the depot today is something reasonable. And I'm calling on members of the public to exercise patience.
He urged the public not to panic as more of the product is being expected. In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
Isaac, Jos is done, so it's back to you.
Many thanks, Caleb. And for more updates on the fuel situation across the country, let's join Diba Barry in our Port Harcourt Network Center.
Good evening and welcome to Port Harcourt. The current fuel scarcity in the country is creating economic hardship, not just for motorists but also for residents alike, even as many raise concern on its implication on the Yuletide festivity. The situation at the fuel stations and depots negates the assurances by the NNPC of adequate fuel supply throughout the festivity. Kingsley Major reports.
Across Port Harcourt metropolis, many of the fuel stations are under lock and key. Black marketers, however, are making businesses with the premium motor spirit PMS selling as much as 300 naira per litre.
I don't go everywhere. I know we are no see fuel. Black market 300.
NTA News gathered that the fuel stations with the products only sell very early in the morning or later in the evening hours above the government-regulated price of 145 naira per litre.
Some get fuel, like these people now, they will get fuel. They no one sell fuel. Some go sell fuel for night, 200 naira. Some go sell for early morning, afternoon, and then go close.
There are concerns from residents that the regulatory agencies are keeping lip service to the ugly situation.
Look at it now, look at them. Are they selling? Don't look at what is happening in that police station. You are seeing it by yourself. Look at what is happening in Konoi. Are they selling?
This has equally affected transport fares across the board.
What you want to try to do for our transport business, we want to increase the transport to 150, but we feel meet up.
Many of them, they complain. When they say this price, they'll say, they're not going, they'll try to go back for house because of the passenger, because of first class.
At some of the depots visited, some of the officials who spoke on the of anonymity, they are out of stock, contrary to the position of the authorities of adequate supply of petroleum products throughout the Utah season. Attempts to get the DPR officials responding to these allegations and its effort at enforcement were unsuccessful, as the hate monitoring team did not pick our calls or respond to our text messages. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amatri, NTA News.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has called on the federal government to be committed to the cleanup of Ogoni land and other environmental degradation affecting the Niger Delta region. The governor was speaking when he played host to members of the House of Representatives Committee on Local Content at Government House, Port Harcourt. Ogedienko completes the report.
The House of Representatives Committee members on local content are in Port Harcourt for a 2-day retreat in view of the expansion of the local content law to extend to other sectors of the nation's economy, apart from oil and gas. The visit to Government House was to interact with Governor Wike. He commended the committee members for their numerous interventions in ensuring that jobs meant for Nigerians in the oil and gas sector are given to Nigerians.
If today anything happens in the Niger Delta and the oil does not come, what happens? They will not sell crude oil. They will not sell crude account.
Leader of the delegation, Emmanuel Ekon, said the retreat is geared towards equipping the committee members with the proposed expansion of the local content law.
Members here were even worried the way things were going in this country. We were worried. So most of them here from the APC, from the PDP were worried. Because Nigeria, I think, was kind of slowing into a one-party system.
In another development, Governor Wike has flagged off the construction of Odimirenyi Ihumbogo Odike Road in Ahoda East local government area of the state. He assured the people that the road will be completed in 6 months. From Odimirenyi, Ahoda East local government area of the state, Ogedienko, NTA News.
A critical element in the management of workplace stress is a consciousness to live a healthy lifestyle for overall well-being. It was in this in mind that the Institute of Corporate Administration held a one-day lecture on prostate cancer awareness. Just like breast cancer in women, prostate cancer is a leading cause of death in men. Olenge Fine Face reports.
The lecture seeks to prepare members and fellows of the Institute ahead of the challenges that may confront them in the new year 2018.
Your growth and that of your organization relies on your dedication to enrich your willingness to welcome changes.
The choice of executive stress management and prostate cancer is informed by the understanding that as administrators, fellows and members of the Institute need to be physically and mentally fit in dealing with the task of leadership.
The background of superstition and poor healthcare facility, reduce awareness, it tells us how important it is to disseminate this message on prostate cancer and how it can be prevented and managed.
Get our fellows and members of this together for them to cross-fertilize ideas concerning their health issues.
I'm quite glad that the Institute has decided to tackle this issue and address it holistically so that some of our men will be able to know how to handle such things or even how to prevent it.
Most of us are naive about what is prostate. And so this is another opportunity to take us through and to remodel our attitude.
The event doubles as an opportunity for fellows and members of the Institute of Corporate Administration to unwind in the spirit of the season. In Port Harcourt, Onengie Fineface, NTA News.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. Is back to Isaac for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thank you, T. Dibabari. And back in Abuja, participants at the Senate public hearing on Police Development Fund Bill have advocated alternative source of funding for Nigeria Police. The public hearing, which attracted groups and individuals from different walks of life, was opened by Senate President Bukola Saraki. Different speakers, including the Chairman, Police Service Commission, and the Inspector General of Police, listed the myriad of challenges facing the force and how annual budgetary allocations, which are not often cashed back, truncate some of its operations. Speakers who made submissions noted that funds rather than incompetence is the bane of the Nigerian police. They supported the bill and advised that a means of ensuring transparency and accountability in the management of the proposed Police Development Fund should be put in place. The National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, has renewed commitment to stamp out human trafficking in Nigeria. Director General of the agency, Julie Oka-Donley, said this at the end-of-year party and award ceremony for distinguished partners and staff. Joseph Orok has details.
2017 has no doubt recorded an alarming cases of illegal migration, either through trafficking of persons or people migrating in search of greener pastures. This therefore made the year a busy one for NAPTIP to combat trafficking in persons. And so as the year comes to an end, NAPTIP decided to single out for honor development partners and staff that distinguish themselves in the fight against trafficking in persons. Director General of the agency said the awards is to further motivate the partners for a more robust collaboration.
The management and entire staff of the agency remain committed to NAPTIP's vision and mission to stamp out unscrupulous traffickers from our country.
34 institutions, 40 members of staff of the agency, and NTA, among other media houses, were honored.
And what NAPTIP is doing is injecting sanity and bringing back the values of our great country, Nigeria.
We will put in the best we can in the coming years to make sure that the agency fights human trafficking to the hilt.
Development Partners acknowledges efforts by NAPTIP in combating trafficking in persons in Nigeria and promise to sustain the support to the agency. Joseph Orok, NTA News.
And Maiduguri is where we'll go next, and Jumai Yusuf will be our guide.
And you're welcome to Maiduguri. Borno State government has enjoined all benefiting communities of the World Bank community-driven investment to prudently utilize the funds provided to them to enhance service delivery to the people. This came up during the official launching and issuing of checks to benefiting communities of Chibok, Mobar and Dukwa local government areas in the state. Jadwa John Jassini reports.
Represented by his deputy, Usman Mamandurkwa, the state government, he said, is doing everything possible to empower communities to plan, finance, implement, monitor, and sustainably maintain multi-micro projects financed by the World Bank to realize their developmental aspirations. The Community and Social Development Project, he added, had from inception approved 36 micro projects cutting across all spheres of life, covering 3 local government areas across the state. It could be recalled that the state government has expressed its interest in participating in the Community and Social Development Program, World Bank project, and established the Borno State Community and Social Development Agency. State Commissioner, Ministry for Intergovernmental Affairs, Ali Abacha, said after declaring the state effective for disbursement to access the sum of $20 million, the agency commenced the implementation process. General Manager, Borno State Community and Social Development Agency, Chiroma Usman, said the state government has approved all the counterpart funds and provided the agency with all financial requirements necessary for smooth commencement, implementation, and supervision. Speaking on behalf of the benefiting communities, Alhaji Mamman Nur commended World Bank and the state government for releasing the fund and promised to ensure judicious utilization of the resources. The occasion featured signing of Memorandum of Agreement by benefiting communities and presentation of checks. In Maiduguri, Chatwa John Jesini, NTA News.
In an effort to ensure all children have access to safe and conducive learning environment, UNICEF Field Office in Borno State has flagged off transmission of an educational radio program on Safe School Initiative. Haman Japani has the details.
Preparatory to the flag-off, radio clubs were established under the Safe Schools project, which is one of the contributions of the Norwegian Embassy in Nigeria through UNICEF for the promotion of peace, safety and security in schools and communities. These clubs were presented with radio set to listen to the program Garkuwa, transmitted by Peace FM 102.5 Maiduguri in Hausa, towards ensuring that right information goes to the people to promote peace and safety. Chief of Borno Field Office UNICEF, Geoffrey Ojumba, who was represented by Education Specialist UNICEF, Munas Kaldin, said a total of 26 episodes will be produced and aired every Tuesday by 10:30 in the morning.
We use it in order for us to engage in promotion of social cohesion and living together. For that, communication is a key platform where it's bring the people and the communities together.
Over 60 radio clubs in schools, IDP camps and host communities have been set up and will participate in implementing community-based social mobilization activities in support of the Safe Schools project. In Maiduguri, Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Maiduguri. Isaac.
Thank you, Jumai. Another break beckons on Nationwide. Stay with us.
Thank you so much for inspiring greatness in me, Alhaji.
Alhaji?
I am just rehearsing, dear.
Rehearsing for what?
A life-changing and inspiring meeting.
With who?
Alhaji Aliko Dangote.
With the FGNI app and just 500 Naira, you stand a chance to meet one-on-one with Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, and win cash prizes. As the Be Inspired Meetings gives Nigerians a chance to meet one-on-one with icons. To qualify for the draw, download FGNI app from Apple Store or Google Play Store. Go to the Be Inspired section and follow the instructions. Cost of travel and accommodation of all winners within Nigeria will be borne by the organizers. Terms and conditions apply.
Proudly supported by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Commercial bus drivers in some of our major cities are daily subjected to this trend.
Abeg, give me your money. I'm a staff. Oga, abeg, I'm a uniform man. I'm a first man.
Is this a right or a privilege or sheer arm twisting?
Driver, if you like say we no go see anything take chop today, because na so staff and award and World Cup full this bus.
Alas, how will they earn daily bread if we all get our bus rides for free? Staff and award. Another rib-cracking episode of Professor John Bull comes your way this week to make you think and laugh like never before. Keep a date with us.
I want to know the kind of staff we will be. Police staff, army staff, or criminal staff, which one will be?
Special unit.
Special unit.
We got...
Hold up.
Over and out. Brought to you by Glow.
The largest data network. Glow Unlimited.
The time has come for Nigeria to take her rightful place in world sports with the first national grassroots sports festival to discover and prepare sport talents and develop future world champions for Nigeria. The festival date is 3rd to 10th March 2018. Venue is the National Stadium, Abuja, packages A and B. This is the opportunity for you to promote your brand through the festival. For broadcast sponsorship, which include live broadcasts, highlight shows, and TV fans show, contact the Chairman, Chief Coordinator, Angelo Peter I. Elosia, or Nick Onishi. Organizers, Grassroots International Sports Academy and LOP Worldwide Television. Endorsed by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. Broadcast partner, NTA.
Pep Guardiola's elite Man City sits comfortably at the top of the table. Can Eddie Howe's Bournemouth cause an upset as they play for pride against the citizens? The world's most wanted league, Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Saturday, 23 December on Kwese Free Sports for the fan.
And that wraps it up on Nationwide. I am Isaac Kunkuma. Thanks for watching. Good evening.